morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a video that has been taking the rounds on the social media. I think many Zimbabwean politicians would not want to hear this.
Please listen to this. Honorable Clifford, I know you can hear me. This message is for you, your political party, and other politicians in this church. We understand that another election is approaching, and as usual, it is a season when politicians start behaving funny, thinking they are being smart. Brethren, why am I saying this? This morning, on my way to church, as I entered the church premises, I saw two cows tied to one of the solar poles in the compound. When I asked who brought them, I was told it was you, Honorable Clifford, that you said it was a gift from the state governor. My assistant also informed me that you dropped a check of 150 million naira, that the state governor is using it to support our church building project. Honorable Clifford, I will pardon you this time because I have not told you this before. Please let this be the first and the last time you will ever convey any gift or donation from the state governor to this church. I have told him several times that we do not need his donations here. Can't you see the conditions of the roads in his state? The governor is literally the worst governor in Nigeria as we speak, and yet he had the mind to donate 150 million naira to our church project. Please return the money to him and tell him to add more to it and pay the teachers he has been owing for 6 months. Sometimes I wonder if God forgot to give these evil politicians a heart when he created them. And secondly, please don't bring cows into this church premises to litter the environment. Tell him we don't need his money or his cows. Woe to any man of God who sits on the truth while Nigerians suffer, simply because the evil politicians tormenting the people happen to be his church members. We are supposed to be messengers of truth, but if you let greed make you deviate, be ready to face God with your explanations.
Well. That is a grim message that many of our politicians in Zimbabwe would not want to hear. Because some of them have been involved in exactly that. They have been corrupting churches for their own good, to buy votes. What the pastor there in Nigeria is talking about is nothing new. We have a situation in Zimbabwe where leaders are donating cars, even farms, to churches and church leaders. And yet, we know that some of our hospitals, particularly in the rural areas, do not even have ambulances. The hospitals do not have medicine. Teachers and nurses are underpaid. Zimbabwe's whole health care and education system is all but collapsed because the leaders are not spending money, taxpayers' money, to keep those institutions going. The roads are in a dilapidated state, and yet the same leaders have got money to donate to churches, buying them presents of buses, cars. And the church leaders have become friends with our politicians. In some of the cases, the politicians have become pastors. They become church leader and politician, all rolled up in one. And that makes it very difficult for them to separate the two. How often have we had a situation where a party manifesto has been presented to the people as a plan from God? Their political ambitions have become God's plan. God is in it. Hashtag God is in it.
Makorokoto Zimbabwe, nokuti hakuna munhu anomira kana denga raronga plan. Denga raronga plan, denga harifo iri. Plan ya Mwari haifo iri. Ini ndatanga kugadzira cabinet. There is no way we are not going to form a new cabinet. There is no way we are not going to have a celebration. There is no way we are not going to have an inauguration. Let's start preparing for our inauguration. Let's start preparing for our celebration.
Well, that was a lie. God was never, ever in Chamisa's plan. Hashtag God is in it. That wasn't true, was it? I think one of the tragedies of Zimbabwean politicians is they've wanted to mix their political ambition with religion. They know that Zimbabweans are extremely a religious lot, and they wanted to portray themselves as God's chosen. We've often heard some of them claiming that winning the election is the will of the people, and the will of the people is the will of God. And when in reality, they've rigged the elections. And then they pretend that was the will of the people, and therefore the will of God. This must stop. Let's not mix political rhetoric, political manifestos with the word of God or the will of God. The two are totally separate. Politicians must accept that they are accountable to the people. The minute they mix with religion, what they are really saying is they are anointed by God and they're doing God's will. And so if things fail, we, the people, must hold God to account because God was in it. This is just nonsense. And this, I believe, must stop. Here is Nelson Chamisa. He is a pastor in his own right. But in this short video clip, he was wearing the regalia of another church, Zion. the sake of winning people's votes. I endorse what the Nigerian pastor is saying. And it will be a great day if Zimbabwean church leaders out there followed suit. We should not allow politicians to use the church for their political campaigns. The church and politics should be kept separate. We are taking advantage of Zimbabwean people being an extremely religious people and giving the politicians the impression they can do what they like. Many church leaders have endorsed the politicians, and the church members have voted accordingly. This has nothing to do with democracy. The people should be able to belong to any church, and when they get out of there, vote for whoever they want. That is as it should be.
This is Truth Assembly International, and I am Apostle Barnabas. Shalom. This. Honorable Clifford.
I totally endorse that. As much as some of our church or political leaders would not want the people of Zimbabwe to follow suit, I believe that's what we should do. It's a pity that some of the church leaders have become incredibly corrupt, benefiting from the suffering and the poverty of the ordinary people. I don't think religion was ever meant to be an opportunity for a few individuals to enrich themselves. But alas, that has become the case. In this day and age, it is quite normal that if you want to get rich quickly without having to work for it, you should either become a politician or a pastor, or both. We should separate the religion from the church. Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.